Jesus Christ.
Welcome, all black everything.
Help me.
We got a great group of guys here. Who will never fucking raise my blood pressure. That's not a thing they're capable of doing.
Glad I can do that.
Yeah. So we'll start the show now. I'll introduce these guys. All right. Starting off, our good friend D10 Dream. Hey, Dream. How are you, good buddy, who I love to talk to all the time?
Absolutely. I'm doing great. What a way to kick it off. Yeah, this is love. See, we can do this as men. Thank you.
But gotta get that small face. Sly Jakes, hello, hi, right?
Hey, yeah.
You're a really good guy,
when
and I'm so glad that the invite went out to you, right? Thank you for saying yes.
I appreciate it. Yeah. So when Dream just said we can do this as men, I'm pretty sure that he was not being condescending. I can't necessarily assure you that there isn't a person on this panel who might think that he was being condescending. But yeah, I'm really happy to be here. Thank you for inviting me. Hopefully I come back next time.
Okay. Next we have Aziom. Aziom, as always, you appreciate. Thank you for coming through. We haven't had you here in a while, but we do appreciate you coming through and stopping by with us. How are you doing?
I'm glad I got to see a bridge burned before my eyes. I'm glad to see us loop over, nonsense. But that's what men do. I mean, we loop, we get stuck, but thank goodness, thank God, we can come back, watch the VOD, reflect, try to be better. All right, and that's why I'm here, because I believe Prime. That's why we're on this conversation so long. God, Prime brought me on. I help people reflect. Brothers and sisters, I appreciate y'all. Thank you for having me on, Prime. Let's have a good conversation.
Okay, all right. Next we got Smooth, Homeroom Smooth. As always, I'm always happy that you jump in and participate with these things. Yeah, glad to have you here, buddy.
All right, yeah, I'm glad to be here. This has been a very funny one. Definitely enjoyed it. If you need assistance in getting out of the water, Ozzy, I will gladly help you.
I was never in the water. I can swim.
No.
I went to the YMCA as a child.
Okay.
He sat on the plane he sat on the wing of the plane, Smooth.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So he survived.
He left.
Yes,
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I think
He was on the window.
I think it's Prime.
He just skated across the water like it was Dragon Ball Z.
No, as a black man, I got my superpowers on that day. All black people got their superpowers. My superpower was flight, so I don't drown.
Okay, all right, and then last but not least, we have the villain of the story, Fanatic. Fanatic back with us.
Damn.
A villain you can root for sometimes. Fanatic, thank you
the
for
Joker.
being around, buddy.
Well, I think you might have skipped Smooth, but I will say
I just talked to him. Yeah.
Oh, okay,
Yeah,
my bad.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm sorry. I thought that's my fail. I thought that was Azzy's moment still. Because he was talking.
Because he gave it to me.
My name is Fanatic, Mr. Fanatic to some. I stream over twitch.tv/Mr. Fanatic. As you guys can see, I'm wearing this shirt. It says Beyonce. Now, if you ever search Fanatic and Beyonce, you'll understand what the freak that means, but I can give you a quick rundown. I used to play a game called Marvel vs. Capcom 3. It's a fighting game. I was one of the best in the world. I won several tournaments against the best in the world. And 10 years ago today, that's how you know I'm an old man, I did a money match, which is called the Money Match of the Century, which you can Google or YouTube, and you'll see Money Match of the Century. It was me versus a person named Ray, and we played for multiple thousands of dollars, with which I bought my keyboard, and this is the 10-year anniversary, so when I'm done with the All Nigga Everything panel, I'm going to go review that match, and I'm going to, I'm going to go over that match and kind of, just kind of relive that moment. And this was a pretty pivotal moment. This is the first day I was sponsored and the first time I ever won a major tournament. on top of the money match. It was a really, really, really huge deal. So I'll be going over that. I'm wearing my festive Be On So shirt. I actually printed the shirt and we sold out like 4 copies. It was pretty. I mean, 4 different like orders. It was OD. It was good times. Good times.
Okay. All right. Well, shout out to Fnatic.
You're so skinny back then, bro. Oh my god.
I
That
heard the legends of Fnatic, right? Like people still talk about this. Like I watch a lot of fighting game tournaments and stuff. Sometimes people like mention I'm a man Fnatic. I'm like, I know that guy, right?
Yep.
So yeah, people know. Okay, all right. So we'll get started. We'll wait for the host to tell us, what we should be doing. Go ahead, Fnatic. Introduce
The host. I'm not nobody's host. What you talking about?
It's because you got host in your like.
Oh my god! Yo, it's been here all this time. You ain't say that. You just let me hold that.
Yeah.
Hold on. Let me get up out of here.
all right.
Holding women in
Oh,
account.
he
You
left.
have to hold yourself in
You don't
account,
have
brother.
to leave. You don't have to leave. You can
You know you can edit your
there.
name.
Just change your name right here.
Yeah,
you
you
see
can
that?
change
No,
your
don't
name.
hold them in account
Thing.
until we hold women in account. Don't hold them in
Yeah,
account.
click the 3 dots and you
All
can
right,
just
guys,
change
you
your
got
name.
guys. You have to be really gentle.
Where's the 3 dots at?
Yeah, man, coddle
Yeah,
that
hover
boy.
over your,
Coddle
You
that
gotta
boy.
coddle.
That champion. He's a champion.
My bad. I
Bro,
didn't know
That
how
was
to
a
do
good
it.
match, though.
I see.
That was a good
Yeah.
match. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
I'm not
So
gonna-
next
I'm-
time, just hover over your face, your camera, and then you can change your name from there.
Bottom left.
I got it
So,
now.
What's that?
I know which way.
Change your name to champion.
Change your name to Mr. Accountable.
All right.
Well, I mean, we already know I'm that.
Okay. All right. So
Hey,
let's get started
yo.
with one of the topics. that
Yeah,
I
that's a
picked out.
little sussy.
So, a black man with 33 children, posted a family photo on social media. The backlash against him was swift as people believed that he was irresponsible. But is that deserved? If he can take care of those children, is there anything wrong with producing them? Should there be an upper limit to the amount of children you can have? So yeah, I'll put this link in chat if you haven't seen this photo. It's wild, right? Yeah, this dude has 33 children by multiple women, not just one, but by multiple women. And oh my god, you gotta read that article too, especially at the end. That quote at the end of that article was wild. But it's like super short. But yeah, and that photo that you see, those kids, right? 9 of them couldn't show up. That's not even the whole crew. So I'm wondering, like, is this necessarily super responsible? Like, if he is not neglecting any of them, is this okay? Should people just like leave them be? Right? And before I do that, guys, if you've just jumped to this channel, if you've been seeing this content, been enjoying this content, hit that follow button. If you haven't done so yet, make sure notifications are on so you know I'm going live, right? So if you're out there, you're new here, hit that follow button. We have these crazy conversations constantly. D10 Dream.
I think as a general rule, we would say, hey, you probably shouldn't have this many kids. But yeah, for him, it seems like he's doing it. And to my knowledge, or let me say as a general rule, because I actually don't know everything about his case. But if you have 33 kids and they're all happy and they all love their father and they have a good relationship with their mother, and nothing's toxic, and all these women who are involved are somehow, working together to make sure that the family unit is intact, and I cannot conceive of anybody saying that there's something wrong with that. But I do understand the argument that the likelihood of that happening is very low, so you shouldn't try to do that. But if it's already being done, and and it's being successful, then I don't see why not. All right, go ahead, Prime.
Why?
Yeah, I thought about this a little bit because I was trying to see if I could find something wrong with this situation. I don't even think the fact that it really does depend on his relationship with the mothers. I don't know how many mothers they are. I don't know if maybe I'm misremembering. Maybe it's oh no, I'm thinking of the 9 kids who are missing. But yeah, I don't know how many mothers there are. As I do agree with Dream that as long as those relationships are sort of as long as those relationships are non-confrontational, and there isn't too much that could destroy the entire family unit, because it's a big family unit to keep track of. I definitely think that that's something that I actually think there isn't anything wrong with it. If people want to actually even go ahead and try this, I think they should.
Yeah, I don't know what y'all niggas are talking about. This is just obviously depraved. We know what it's like for like people to be single parents, and I would say that it's impossible. It's really raising children. I think is one of the most difficult things on the planet. Obviously, polygamy is illegal in this country, so you know he didn't marry all these women that he's freaking sired, or that he had these children with. Then on top of the fact that it's no possible way that he's able to devote enough attention to all these children have a healthy and comfortable relationship with their dad, right? I don't know what his financial means are. I would imagine a great deal of these women are probably using government assistance and things like that. It's not possible unless this nigga's we know how expensive children are. This nigga's not making enough money through any legal means to be able to support 33 freaking kids. Kids are expensive. This nigga needs to pull the freak out, and it's absolutely ridiculous and absurd. And to sleep with that many different women is already a little gross, and to have that many children with these women is even more gross. I mean, it's a shame on all of the women. It's a shame on our culture. It's a shame on it's a shame on him. It's a shame on him. It's just disgusting. Absolutely not. Freak out of here. Talking about
how many women is it?
9.
9? Is it not a shame to the 9th woman?
No, Azzy.
I'm just trying to find the culture. Like, what's his ethnicity? Where is he from? Yeah, he's black, but I'm just saying, like, sometimes people can do things because it's the way they're raised. They have multiple women, multiple wives.
I don't know.
It could be but that's neither here nor there. I'm gonna be oh man, I really want to side with Fanatic because I don't believe in polygamy. I believe polygamy is terrible for society, it's terrible for health, it's terrible, and especially since they're not married. So he's like, there's already, we all know the stats. When you're in a home with 2 married people, or if you're in a home with and you're married and you have kids and you're being raised under a mother or father, or just 2 loving parents, their futures are more inclined to be better. But I don't know the man. I don't know his circumstance. Like Fanatic said, we don't know his finances. He could be using social media to, he could have a TV show in Nigeria for all I know, and be making or Ghana, and making a lot of money, liquid, and taking care of all his kids. He was successful at 32. He said, why not another one with his 9th girl? So he went for it. He's crazy in my opinion, but I can't hold him to account. I don't want to be judgmental. Yeah, I'm gonna say he's crazy, but listen, if he's in U.S., the child tax credit, he got 62,000. He was it 33? So was it 66? Was it? Yeah, $66,000 right there. So that could help. That could help him out with his family. Yeah, I don't want to judge the brother because I just posted something in the chat right now from Instagram. I just saw something. It's called Black Positive Vibes. Black_positive_vibes. And they were saying, guess how many children this mother had. And she's dancing, doing the TikTok dance, and then like the kids kept popping up, and people counted like 12, 13 plus kids in the video. My great grandmother had 16 children with one man. They all lived together under one household. They all did fairly well. A lot of them are still alive today, but I feel like this is very common. Do I believe it's right biblically? No. I mean, like if it's 1-to-1, one man, one woman, yeah, do whatever you want. But if it's multiple women or multiple men, I don't think it makes any sense. It just causes problems. It can cause emotional damage, and it can impact the children's future, if not theirs.
Thank you. Okay, and smooth.
All right, so that's bruh, like that quote at the end. He said, "I'm never gonna pull out." He said, "I ain't no punk." That summed it right up for me right there. Like, he's living reckless. He wants to be reckless, and he needs to find a woman on birth control. That's my piece. Like, if that's how you want to live, you never want to pull out. Find you a woman that has no problems being on birth control. I'm not saying you force her. I'm saying you find someone that has no problem or that's already on it, and then you exist that way. Because it seems like he just wants to enjoy his sex and have a great time. And, you know, kids are just what it is. It's just a byproduct of him having the time of his life. You know, do I agree? Do I think he can be a great father to all 33? Absolutely not. There's no way. Like, even with dealing with adults, okay, dealing with 33 different adults is hard. That's nearly impossible. You're talking about children that need your undivided attention, that need careful, like, you have to know each one. Children are that different. Like, adults, you can get by with not really knowing them. You just need to, like, kind of navigate the conversation right. But children need you. They need their father. And he's not going to be able to be there. Like, what is he going to do when two of them have a soccer game, one has a football game, and the other one has basketball practice? You can't be at all of them.
Yep.
You can't. You're gonna have to phone in. You're gonna have to have like cameras up. He's gonna be sitting in a van with like 92 different cameras and TVs trying to help them. Like, that's ridiculous.
Yep. It should be abuse. Or at least neglect.
Okay. Open to the panel.
I want to counter that. I have a problem with that statement. It doesn't make him less of a good dad because he has this many kids. Just because he can't spend as much time. There's people with one child and they can't spend as much time, but the children will still say, "Oh, that's my great dad. That's my dad did a good job." We're putting a qualitative measure on how good it is to be, you know, how good of a parent he is just because he has multiple children. My great grandfather was a great dad, and he has 16 kids, which is still a lot of kids, which is like, you know, half of 32. If my granddad and grandma, if they kept going, they may have had 33, but, you know, they stopped. 16 is still a lot. And at the end of the day, all kids said they were both great parents. Now, like, yeah, they won't be able to go to every game, but sometimes people with one child can't go to every game. They can't go to every soccer game. They can't go. That's called sacrifice. You're just what you're saying is he can't sacrifice enough. That doesn't mean he's a bad dad.
Bro, 33 different children with different women in general. It's reckless.
Bro, there's 30 days and 30 days.
It's reckless.
30 days in a month.
30. You
31.
The 33. 9 couldn't even
this
make
your
it.
day. This your day. This your day. I'll see you on Friday.
No, look at that. No,
that's our day.
Azzy, look at the statement. It
Come
said
on,
9 couldn't even make it. 9 couldn't even see their own father. 9 couldn't even see their own father because of reasons. Whether it be financially, they couldn't catch a flight, or they couldn't wherever.
What if they're grown? Could it not be they're grown?
But they didn't say that. They didn't say that they were grown. They said they couldn't be there, didn't they?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. We don't know why. They could be not there because they're grown and they have things to do the day of that day. So let's not make any assumptions, Smooth.
Okay,
yeah,
all right,
we don't have to make assumptions of the man.
Even in the most charitable way, 33 kids, there's no way he's gonna be the greatest father of all time.
Sure.
No,
but what about good enough? What about good enough?
Dad, he could still be good
I don't
enough.
think it's possible. I don't think it's possible to have the resources nor necessary to be a good father and give the children each of the individual attention they need with 33 children. I don't think that that's possible. I really don't want to qualify what a. I think it's difficult for people to do that already with 3 children, 4 children. The idea that you're going to do a 33 is literally impossible in different households with different women, managing the relationship and the co-parenting with each of those people. Being a dad is a very difficult job, and the idea that you're going to try to stretch yourself that
are you guys
is not
dads?
possible.
Who's that?
No,
who's
no,
the
no.
dad?
So
We don't.
listen,
You don't.
so
That's
listen.
We don't
Hold
have
on,
to
hold
be
on,
that.
there's a
We don't have to
reasonable
be dads. We don't have
There's
to
a
be dads.
reasonable. No, this is a very no. You have to be
It's not.
dads to try to
No,
qualify.
you don't.
You don't have
Okay.
to.
I got
Yes,
you.
because now
No, you don't.
yeah,
Knock that
so
out.
Ozzy,
then
please.
this is
Stop.
lame. This is a lame argument. You
You see
guys are trying to
how-
qualify something that you have no experience
So
with,
listen.
and that can
bro.
be that,
Oh my
that can
God.
look different and be
God.
different in different cultures.
Ozzy,
That's why I
Get this
asked,
nigga out
where is he
there,
from?
Ozzy,
Dio.
he can only
Just
spend. No,
kidding.
look. So listen. You take
Dio.
24 hours in a day. You times that by 60, you get 1,440 minutes. You divide that by 33. Each child would get 43 minutes a day if he stayed up
Listen,
all night, all day.
that's a fallacious comparison because
No.
Well, hold on.
No. What I'm saying is, with the time he has to equally distribute time with his children, it would literally take him 2 weeks to get back to the same child.
Let me tell you why that's fallacious. Then can I tell you? Because he doesn't have to do it one by one. You can do it in a group setting. Shared bonding as a family exists. You don't have to be there one by one. Not that doesn't mean that they don't deserve one by one eventually, occasionally. Sure, he could do that. An hour out of his day, out of the month. He could do an hour a day, a month individually. And then the vast majority of the time, it would be in a group setting where he's a parent. He would be parenting in a group setting. Is that not a reasonable way to parent smooth?
Not with that many. It's not. It's not.
No.
You're gonna need
In a
individual.
classroom, you can have 30 kids.
And we know that that's overcrowding. We know that that's bad when you do.
Yes.
30 kids is
It's not impossible. But it's not impossible.
but it's inferior.
Sure, we agree that this is not
Okay.
the most standard.
So we agreed in that he's an inferior dad for having that many kids.
No.
All right, then we're
Inferior.
good. All right, we got it.
No, Fanatic.
We found the middle ground, you guys.
No, obviously, Fanatic.
pushing people off.
Hold on.
He's
Fanatic.
pushing people in the water, bro.
Obviously, he's inferior compared to the best possible scenario. We all agree. No one's saying that this is the best case scenario for these kids. No one's saying that. But what we're saying is not impossible for him to give an adequate life for these kids and be a good enough father where they turn out to be good people and contribute positively to the society that they live in.
Okay. Wait. Here we go. I think the problem is this. First of all, we need to define what is being a great parent. What is that?
You don't have to be great. You don't have to be great.
I think he could be
What is
good
a
enough.
parent?
So listen.
What is good
fine.
enough?
Good, decent. What
What is
that?
good enough? No, good enough. Good enough.
What
let
is
me
that?
tell you,
Stop,
I'll show
stop
you.
fucking moving the goalpost. What
I'm
is
not.
it?
The goalpost
No.
is
What
always
is
good
it?
enough.
What is
I
being
can
a
tell you.
parent? What
I'll
is
tell you
being
right
a
now.
parent?
What is
It's not shit.
being a good enough parent, in my opinion, is having your child feel that you are in their life and giving them emotional support while taking care of their basic necessities.
If he's able to help the children
I mean,
understand
that's the
that
most
we have
productive-
33 people in
No, I'm
this
saying
family
that's what it is.
and that he has
If you're
to-
not doing any of these, you're a bad parent. If you're not doing any of these, what I just said, which are very basic, I agree, then you're a bad parent automatically. That's why I said this is the bare minimum of what it means to be a good enough parent.
Okay, sure. That might be the bare minimum in the most loosely and reductive way. But like we obviously recognize that like children, like I would say what makes a good parent is the ability to deal with adversity and conflict as all children will present to a parent. Parenting is not something that's just going to be easy. It's not just going to be like, something. Oh yeah. Let me see. I'm sorry. There we go. Okay. Yeah. Parenting is always, there's going to be little things that come up in parenting that are going to be challenging and difficult. And I would say the ability to deal with those things is what makes a good parent. And I would also say that, like, if we know that you have this many children, then there's no possible way that you'll be able to stretch yourself thin enough to deal with all of the individual conflicts that are required for each child. Because while, yes, group things are really good for children, children need individualized attention, individualized lessons, and so on and so forth. And there's no possible way that he has the ability to give that. And
I would agree. Hold on. I would agree.
Point of view, because if they have the right discipline, if they have the right management, if they have the right capacity, we're talking about from the perspective of the child, like the child's needs are being met. If the adult has the capacity to be good enough for the child, and logically and emotionally, physically, all that. They're being fed, they're being talked to, they see them sometimes, or they can visually see them, or they can see them interact. Like, we don't know. Like, we don't even need to get into the weeds with that. As long as
know that he can't do that all.
Listen, let me make it simple. Let me make it
we
simple.
don't know that because I just brought up a scenario of somebody with, she doesn't have 33 children, but she has 12 children. 12 is a lot. Like you said, the best, like, I've seen, like, in classrooms of, like, if you have, like,
we're talking,
15,
but when you're talking about a mother that has children, typically they're all with her. They're all.
Are they not all with him?
We don't know that. You're assuming.
And there's
there's a lot of assumptions going on.
I'll tell you what's not an assumption. I'll tell you what's not an assumption. It's clearly ridiculous to ever try to compare a classroom to a dang parent.
To parenting, yeah.
These things are wildly different. And I would say
some would disagree. Sometimes most people
listen. Anyone can disagree with anything. If any person is willing to disagree with something that stupid, I'm not willing to entertain them.
I don't care. Because yes, I'm not your parent.
Your opinion is invalid to me. I don't care.
Well, then let me finish. Invalid is a strong statement, brother.
I know. When I said it, and I'm saying it with my whole chest. Your whole thought process is invalid.
I see the hill you're willing to die on.
The second you make a stupid statement, like a teacher is equivalent to a parent. Anybody knows that's come on.
Now you're talking.
That's absolutely insane.
Go ahead. A lot of the times, and which is really reductive. It's really reductive.
Yeah. I'm not even.
It's really innate.
Don't worry, Ozzy. I'm about to join you.
Let me try to.
Sometimes
reach out, right?
Are
you saying, Azzy, that a teacher can be a parent figure to a child, but maybe not necessarily that they're equal?
I'm glad it came out of your mouth, but it would have been better if it came out of mine. Thank you, Brian.
So they're not equal though, and even if they're a parent figure, they're not. I
didn't say they're equal. They didn't birth the child, but they can be the father figure. They can.
You did.
Let me finish.
That's why I'm muting him. I gotta mute him. No. Go ahead, finish. But I'm muting you, nigga. Finish for the rest of these.
Fanatic can remain ignorant, and
you're right. I'm gonna remain ignorant.
His life, and he can push people off the edge and have people die on his hill. That's fanatic. That's the fanatic. All right, that's what fanatic means. It's crazy. Just don't listen to nobody. Okay, now that we're done with that, sometimes kids won't see their parents during the day of a natural school year. They won't see their parents until like the end of the day, especially if those parents work long hours. They'll see the staff at a school, their teacher. They'll spend more time with the teacher more than they will with their parents throughout the year. And that's a fact. That's a fact. It's commonplace. It's said often.
That does not replace
a lot of mentorship, a lot of leadership, a lot of emotional needs to be met by a teacher. So that's what I'm saying. And the reason why I'm landing my plane here is just be very simple. Be patient.
Now you're in a volcano. Go ahead.
I know. To land my plane.
I get you.
Parents can.
I go after him?
Sometimes parents act like teachers. They act like mentors. They facilitate discipline. They teach. They feed. They do all their stuff in groups, like Dream said. If they have all the kids together in a group and they're facilitating their family outings in a group environment, they never have one-on-one. That could be what those kids are used to. That could be what they're socialized to, and that could be enough for them. I land my plane.
That is not right. That is not right. It's already
okay. Who are you? Who are you as the authority to claim right?
No, dude. There's already parental studies. You literally
understand. I said it in the beginning.
It's better for kids.
I said that.
We're not arguing better.
You said that.
I said that obviously in the statistics, when it comes to statistically, you shouldn't strive to do this. But if it's already happening and he's doing a good job, I don't see an argument against it. That's what I'm saying.
If you were listening,
nobody even validated that he was doing a good job.
That's what I'm. This was all hypothetical. We're all speaking hypothetically. That's what I'm saying.
But that's where I think that's where I take this. I've been quiet for a reason, because that's where I sort of take the stand here. We don't have enough information. Obviously, this situation is completely out of the norm. We don't have enough information. When I say we don't have enough information, what I'm referencing is that we don't have enough information to understand how a man can ascribe to not pulling out, who has already 33 kids who are happy, by the way, in his mind, that he's taking care of these kids. I have no clue how the fuck this guy is doing this. I have no idea how he's completely like holding it together. Fnatic would like to take the stance of like thinking that we have to consider. So Fnatic has the idea that we have to look at this as you look at society and what families should be, and so in this case, this situation should never be possible, and he's stretched thin. I have no idea what this guy's life is. I would love to know. I'm very curious as to how this is done. That's why I'm like, because I think so. I think the question here would be if it was just one man, one woman who could have 33 kids and continue to have kids, would that and it's financially possible? Would you guys be
and that's
fine
actually
with that
Slide, to answer your point, I'm still going to say the same damn thing because you still cannot give those kids the attention and time they deserve.
But Smooth, let me tell you how. Let me prove to you how you can actually do it.
How are you gauging that? How are you?
Just stop. Okay. No. So listen. No, how I'm gauging that? Look. So look, it's like a qualitative curve. Okay. After a certain number of children, it literally just falls off. Just statistically, it just does.
It doesn't just
some child is gonna feel
That's not how bell curve works.
I got you. Let me handle this. Let's move speak. I got him.
Tell me these kids are not experiencing neglect because when they need their father,
all kids experience neglect.
But no,
Ozzy, I got him. Let's move talk. I got him. I would kill him.
Go ahead,
Dream. Sure.
Listen, let me tell you how this is exactly would operate. Right? I'm not saying this is what's currently happening. I'm saying if this is how it would look like in a successful relationship. Now, we're saying that he's had 33 kids with 9 women. In a successful relationship, those 9 women will be active with those 33 kids. So, yeah, it's pretty much impossible for one man to do this, to raise kids on his own. If that's the case, then don't take anything I'm saying seriously. I recant it. But given that these 9 women exist, and it's possible that they're in the lives of these 33 kids, these kids are not necessarily being neglected because their father may be a little bit in their life, or some whatever aspect that he is in their life.
Is he a family man? Is it extending out to grandfathers and grandmas? How nuclear is this? Is there a village?
Y'all are so generous.
Hold on. No, but we have to be because we don't have
no information. You have no information.
We have nothing. We can't do anything.
Bruh, 33. Bruh, you can work.
Bruh is not a point, brother.
Can we please stop? Wait. Please stop making it like because we don't know the absolute specifics of this individual cases. Like, I mean, of the individual case. Like, in general, I agree with you. Almost any time we're going to be having conversations of this nature where we don't literally intimately know the individual details. We're going to be making broader prescriptions just about our general ideas on a subject. And what we can know is that, again, parenting is one of the most stressful and most intense things that you can do. And so we can automatically assume that if this guy is a parent of this many kids, that we know that it should be significantly more stressful, right? Not just in a linear way, because the more things you add on, then the more difficult these things get. And so obviously you can say having one kid and like the stress of one kid is not just the equal of the stress of having 2 kids. It kind of increases like multiplicatively, right? And then to add 3 kids is even more so. You start going into larger numbers. I feel like you start dealing with like exponential issues, right? Because like there's no possible way that you can do all the things that are required as a parent. So if we can say, now I get you can say, well, you can do things like group parenting and things like that. The problem is when it comes to like teacher parent conferences, those aren't for groups, those are for individuals, right? When you start talking about your child's education, each child is going to have individual needs, right? Like you cannot just say, I'm going to broad stroke parent all of my kids and they're all going to be able to get exactly what they need. That's just not the way the world works. So for us to sit here and be looking at something this extreme and you guys make an appeal to, well, we don't know his individual case. I don't have to. Just in the same way that I'm telling you right now, I don't know the individual case of a mother who has no man in her life and has 9 different kids by like 9 different men and has no employment whatsoever and is living underneath her parents' roof. I don't know that situation intimately, but I can tell you for sure that mother is not doing well.
There's
right?
so much
like
mind malicious statements going on. Don't let that go no bite.
But he's leaning into this life. He's leaning into it. He's going into it further.
It doesn't matter how much he leans. Well, I'm telling you that I don't have to know the individual situation. Again, you're making an appeal to an individual. It doesn't matter how much he leans into it. What I'm saying is, if you're in these circumstances, you as a human being don't have the capacity to do the parenting necessary in order to do a good job. Is what I'm saying.
Who is he?
But doesn't it take a village? It takes a village to raise a kid. So why can't multiple people raise?
Okay, I love that. I love that question. Thank you for it. It's a really good one. Right, you're right. It does take a village to raise a kid, and it takes a village to raise a kid with intentional parents as well. So when you're telling me we're in a situation where it takes a village, but we don't even have a village, we don't even have the direct parent involved being able to do so, stretching himself this thin. When you start talking about it takes a village to raise a child, and you want to start talking about 33 children, how many villages will it take? How many people are in this small sphere of influence that are going to be able to do that job? I think it's not possible.
It takes a town.
No, you're right. So all right. And so now, okay, and perfect. And I love that. And here's the final point right here. I think this is what settles the whole thing. If it takes a village to raise a kid, and now we know that there's not going to be in this person's sphere of influence enough to raise that many children, then that means now that this dad will be solely reliable or solely reliant on that village, on that community, because he cannot possibly have the resources necessary. And that's exactly right.
So listen, wait. Azzy, remember you brought up that classroom example, right? Why do they have classroom sizes? Because why? A teacher, even with getting the majority of the day with your child, cannot spend enough one-on-one time with children.
That's why they have multiple adults in the room.
But listen, that is a trained professional that's getting more time than the parent is. You're talking about this dude has 33 in different locations, and
we know it's different locations.
Is it?
Yes, 9 different moms. They're not all living in the same house. They didn't mention that. They're not married to them all.
I thought you meant like different locations, as in different cities. That's what I thought you meant.
Oh, I thought different like states or something.
Different locations, just in general. They're not all in the same house. He can't physically be there. It's not possible. It's humanly impossible.
It doesn't have to be there
in 2 places at once. Nigga, if you can be in 2 places at once, you need to be doing something better with your life.
But then happens all the time. But people make it work all the time. It's not efficient. It's not efficient. It might not be effective, but it's good enough, and that's all we're saying. The bar is set very low with us. The bar has already been set low. So I don't know why you're trying to raise the. You are moving the goalpost and trying to say yes. It's not as effective. It's not as great as somebody who has a one-to-one relationship who's always there majority of the time. Come on, we heard you.
Smooth.
It's not. Smooth. You have no idea because I'm speaking to. I brought up examples of individuals who have done it. So please nobody has miss me with that because people have done it. So your appeal to mind and reason has gone out the window. Stop. No. Smooth.
Bam. No. My college,
you're gonna loop again. Let's stop the loop.
No, I'm not moving the dude. My college roommate, his dad fathered 18 kids. Ask him how often he's seen his dad. Ask him how much quality time he got.
Probably didn't see him a lot, but did he see him at all?
No, he didn't see him enough.
Okay, so that's that one family.
And he stresses the point. No, he stresses the point that he doesn't even want to be like his fucking father.
Okay, fine.
That's what he said.
But yes, individuals are entitled to their individual feelings and emotions. Yes, but we're talking about.
No, his father with 18. His father with 18 couldn't be there for him.
But Smooth.
Right, so my grandfather was 16 could be there for his 16.
Smooth. There's a lot of men out there who can say that same exact thing, and they're the only child. They can say that because their fathers were.
What I said. But literally. But that doesn't even matter.
And that got
doesn't even matter. A bad parent's gonna be a bad parent. Cool. Y'all are saying this dude with 33 is gonna be a phenomenal. He has the capacity to do it.
No, we're not saying he's going to be. He already is. Like right now, he already is.
No.
They're arguing from bad faith.
Where's your head, huh? Where's your head, huh? Have you lost your head, huh?
No. Listen, the only way I would agree with that is if all 33 kids showed up to that picture. If he's able to get all 33 kids in the same place,
oh my!
Okay.
It's not
Cool.
cheaper by the
But
dozen,
you
bro.
know
What
what?
are
You
you
know
talking
what?
about?
I'm not.
do
I'm
that.
not completely
You're
sold
making-
on my point
this is
here.
stupid.
I'm
Get
willing
your
to
story in the
be
same
convinced
place.
otherwise, but
The point.
I
Hold
don't
on,
know.
smooth. We are saying that the likelihood of this happening, where somehow you can magically get people to raise these 33 kids together, is very low. But it's not impossible, and there are ways to do it. And the way to do it is to work together with multiple people. Your claim can be really stripped down to basically advocate to not have nannies, right? Because nannies can raise your children for you while
And
you're
we know
away
that
from your
that's inferior. A nanny shouldn't be.
Bro,
I
it's
agree.
inferior.
No one's saying it's not inferior. No one's saying it's
You're
not inferior.
Nigerian.
No one's saying it's not inferior. I do agree that it's preferable that parents raise their own children, but it doesn't mean
What are we
it's a
fucking talking about?
it doesn't mean that it's a bad thing that you have nannies to raise your children. That's what we're saying. It's not this guy doing this is not inherently bad because there are possible ways, however unlikely, there are possible ways for it is contingently bad, not inherently bad. Notice the difference. Notice the difference.
Bro, what does it matter?
Yeah.
Wrong
I'm
is
sorry.
wrong, bro.
I'll
It's
say it.
not
I'll
about
say it point
neglect.
blank, period.
Whether you
Mathematically,
intentionally neglect them or you
There's no
unintentionally
math in
neglect
this.
them,
Tell him to
fucking
stop.
neglect.
that's exactly my point. And I'm going to say without
There
a
is
doubt,
no
when you
math,
have
and you
33
guys can't
freaking
provide
kids, there
this
is
math.
literally no doubt in
I
my
didn't
brain
know
that
you
you
could
have to be neglectful.
tangibly
And
measure
these
a
kids aren't
budget.
even
So Azzy, hold on, let Fanatic go.
these kids aren't even that spread apart. You have like you can tell that they're all in the same ages. Again, it's not possible for this dad to be involved to help them with enough homework. Again, it's not like he was some crazy educated. He's not some crazy educated and crazy earning man. So then that means that his only way of making the means to do this, because you can't do this on a meager salary, you have to have super bread, and ain't nobody paying that much to some uneducated nigga that got 33 different kids unless that nigga's doing selling drugs or doing something illegal. Only illegal things pay to the amount of money that nigga needs to be able to support 33 freaking kids. If we need I'm gonna go ahead. Yeah, I'll do it for us. You know what? Because I see that we got a problem here. The niggas not wanting to live in reality. So I know one thing: men lie, women lie, numbers don't. So let me go ahead and just do the simple thing of just go ahead and looking up how much it takes. What is the average cost it costs to raise a child in the United States of America?
And we're just gonna times it by 33.
We agree.
Yeah. We agreed. Let him go.
So what are y'all even talking about?
Let him go down his rabbit hole.
The average cost of raising a child born to a middle-income married couple is approximately $267,000 over the 18 years, or more than $14,800 per year. So we'll just go ahead and say $14,800 per year and multiply that times 33. Okay, I mean per month. I'm sorry. No, $14,800 a year per child. Okay, $14,800. And we're going to times that by 33, and then that gives us a number of $488,400. So we have to assume that this nigga makes $488,000 and $4,800. So he makes about $500,000 a year. $500,000 a year. If he's not making that, that means he's neglecting the freak out of those childs. Now I'm gonna guess the only way he's making anything even like 25% of that is if he's doing something illegal, and especially because again he's uneducated. It's not like it sounded like he had his own business or any of that nonsense. Whatever the freak, this nigga is clearly neglecting his children financially. Clearly, we can see that was a cost for a middle income, and you obviously know that poverty pays dividends. And when you got 9 different baby mamas and that many kids, you know that some of them women got to be from poverty, because no intelligent middle class woman is gonna go ahead and say I'm gonna be baby mama number 9. Freak out of here.
This man can look when you're having that much sex to have 33 children, like by these different ages or whatever, he's not even spending enough time with the women that he's having children with, let alone the children. Like, it's not possible. This man got 9 women to cater to.
Yeah, okay.
No, that's not gonna happen. Let alone 33 children.
I'm not arrogant enough. I'm not arrogant enough to make these qualitative statements with no proof. I'm not arrogant enough. That's why I remain neutral. I said in the very beginning, if we had good listening skills, that's how I know y'all got a problem with your girls. If we had good listening skills, in the very beginning, I said, I want to agree with you, but I don't know enough. I don't know enough.
You didn't have to go.
I'm not arrogant enough to make any. I'm not a dad. I know my grandfather great grandfather 16, grandfather 1 of 16, oldest. Yes, he says, yeah, I didn't see him, but I saw him sometimes, and it was good enough for me. I love my dad. Woman right here, I posted on Instagram. 12 kids, they're all in picture. We don't know how often she sees who. We don't have those facts. So all the math, all the statistics that you're bringing up, it's inconsequential to the situation because we don't know enough information. I'm not arrogant enough.
Is it not? Hold on, Smooth. Is it not possible that he could be the exception to the rule?
Is it not possible?
I wouldn't.
No, I'm asking you. Is it not possible?
No.
Man could be Master Chief
in
the sheet.
I think they're trying to say Master Chief in the sheet. Physically impossible, though, right? Like that. What they're trying to say, it's like it's.
It doesn't have to be physically.
Like, yes, physically impossible. Yes, physically impossible to see all your kids.
Right?
But you can stagger. You can stagger the time. Like we have to like literally identify. We would actually literally have to identify how much time is necessary. Hold on.
Equally split for one day.
But what did I say earlier, Smooth? I said that could all be shared time. It doesn't have to be individually.
Okay, hold on.
That's not good enough.
Let me try to steelman the argument.
Why is that not good enough? Is what I'm asking.
I'm gonna try to steelman your argument.
It's already been proven.
American steelman your argument for Fanatic and Fanatic and Smooth. Okay, all right. So he has 33 kids, right, by 9 women, but those 33 kids didn't appear at once, right? So like the math that you just did in terms of like how much he has to spend per kid doesn't actually take that to account. Now I'm not sure we know who like the oldest kid, like how long it took to create all those children. We see people in the photograph, right? The older kids. It's a possibility, especially, and not all of them are even fucking there. Unbelievable. But it's possible that some of them are 18, have moved out, right? So we're already lowering the cost, right? Both financially and time-based. So like,
amazing.
As he's going on, the years are racking up. So like, we're trying to make this simple, right? We obviously parenting doesn't stop when you're 18 plus, right? Like we get that, but like we gotta simplify this as best we can with what little we know about the situation, right? So if we assume that parenting does end at 18, right? That you don't fucking have any contact with people at 18, let's just go with that for a moment, right? And we assume that some of them have already reached 18. Well, then that keeps lowering the amount of time. And then as you grow older, like the amount of time that a parent has to invest in an individual child generally decreases. Not all the time, right? Your kid could suffer from some a mental disorder, something like that, right? And require more investment. But assuming that they're all nominal and don't have any special disabilities or anything like that, right? If they're all nominal, then like it may not be as daunting as we're painting it to be.
So,
okay.
I found information. I found me too. Hold on. So look, I believe I'm gonna read the same thing. So look, this man he's a resident of Tennessee, right? He has they're from 14 down to toddlers.
14 down to toddlers.
14 toddlers?
14 down to toddler.
Okay.
That's the age limit. So none of them are 18 yet.
The oldest is 14.
And I found more information. Okay. I found out more information.
Yeah,
what he does for a living, he's a freaking truck driver. You ain't making that kind of money as no dang truck driver to financially provide for that many kids.
Not one man. I agree. Not one man does that. But he has 9 baby mamas. So 10 people could finance 33 kids. Is that impossible?
No.
I agree. Thank you. It is not impossible.
Impossible.
No, it's not possible.
I said, is that impossible? He said no.
I am amending my position.
Is that possible?
I
said, is that impossible? That's what I said.
Oh, I'm sorry, I misunderstood. So then the answer is
So you're saying it is impossible for 10 people to fund 33 kids?
Answer your question directly. I don't think it's possible for 9 women and 1 man to be able to financially take care of 33 children on a truck with the man being a truck driver. I don't think so. Unless these women are all just making a ludicrous amount of money, and you and I. This is foolish. You know that if these women, you're telling me these high-earning, really intelligent women decided to have 9 kids or have multiple kids with a nigga that already got 8 different baby mamas
Freak out of here, bro. This is stupid.
Hold on. Stop. Let's do the math. Smooth. Let's do the math.
God,
Right?
dude,
You said you need to make like 450 mil. No. You said you need to make about 450,000 a year in order to fund these kids. Correct, Smooth?
He said almost half.
Bro, no.
400 to
Listen,
500 million.
listen, in child support, look, the baby moms were slated to receive between $25 and $309 a month amongst the 11 of them.
And the kids are on child
Some of
support.
them only get $1.98.
Listen, I already saw this coming. I'm amending my position.
You have to wait till we prove to you that to amend your position.
Because I
You
needed
to
more
begin with.
Listen,
You did not. It was obvious.
No. Please
Sly,
don't be bad faith.
Sly, what's your new position?
I do agree that this should not happen. Like you should not do this if you do not have the income to even attempt this. Do not do this. This is disgraceful. The fact that he did this,
We had to look up the background information to prove to you what we already knew without even having to read it.
Yes.
I didn't want to assume that. I didn't want to assume that. I did.
You have to prove things with facts.
Yes, I didn't want to assume that for me personally.
Yes, you have to
For me
prove things
personally,
with
it's
facts.
a
I didn't know.
Listen. We know truck drivers make more than like
Not
45K. Obviously, truck drivers can easily make 100K, right? But on top of that, on average, for 10 people to raise 33 kids, they would have to make 45 a year. Okay, and that is not unreasonable.
Wait,
to ask for
a year for what?
A year. As
45 a year for what would that do? What would that do for them?
To raise their kid. Kids.
There's different states as well.
They're all in different states.
Shut up. That's to raise one child. Multiply that by 33.
No. That's not what I'm saying. I said to raise their kids. I didn't say one kid. Smooth did the math.
Did you not hear the numbers? Are you struggling with the math? Because again, we did the math, and the math required for that amount of children is $488,400.
Divide that by 10, brother.
Okay, then that would be okay. Yes, that would be 48,000.
Thank you.
48,840. Right. So if you're going to divide that, but that means that's assuming that everybody is providing for all of those other kids, which they're not doing because we already know that half of these people are on.
They're not doing that. I
So
agree.
for fact, as you already knew. I'm sorry. Are you saying that you didn't know this until we proved it to you? Are you saying you really?
No. I'm saying I did not know the instance. You know that I said we did not know the instance specifically about this person.
I knew before reading the story that if you got this many women with this single man that's a dang truck driver, I knew that some of these women were going to have to be on child support. I knew that he wasn't able to financially provide for all these kids. I knew that they couldn't have been high earners for them to even be in a situation. The whole situation reeks of low economic status. Why the frick else would you be doing that?
Hold on.
Married. What? Okay,
Hold on.
You know what? I'm sorry. My brain did a whole bunch of work there that I assumed that you guys were capable of doing on your own. That you guys just weren't. I get it now.
I'm not. Fanatic. What you said doesn't contradict anything I said. What you said, I agree with. What I said initially, right, is that this. It doesn't have. I agree that the likelihood that the other women were making any money at all for him not to give them child support probably zero, but that doesn't remove the possibility of him making enough for all of them. And you're saying that's also very unlikely, and I agree with that. That is very unlikely.
Yeah, he'd have to be literally a 1%er, but he's a 1%er. You heard the nigga speak in the video.
I didn't see the video. My bad. Maybe if I did.
Oh, that's my bad. That's my bad.
I didn't have to. The fact that he had 33 different kids by 9 different baby mamas was enough for me to know this nigga wasn't a 1%er.
Hold on.
Okay.
This is what I'm saying.
And man,
Fanatic,
I got you.
Please,
I'll fix it for you. I'll fix it for you.
Uncharitable.
You're right. I was being way too charitable. I was wrong. That's all you gotta say. You're right. I was being way too charitable. I was wrong.
I agree.
Okay.
I was being way too charitable.
I agree that
I even said I don't even have to say I was wrong, because in the beginning I said if this is not the case that this is what this man is.
Right.
If this is not the case that this is what this man is doing, then I recant any statement I made.
Oh, I'm sorry. So we had to entertain a retarded argument where nobody knew that. Nigga, come on, bro.
No, that's not the argument. Hold on.
This is
because that's not the argument that was being made that I brought up.
Fanatic. All the arguments that I've made in this conversation was out. This is how it would be possible.
Okay, I got you.
Yeah, is that
what I'm saying? Is you guys?
No, it's not reasonable. It's not possible. It's not any of those things.
Okay, great.
I think you're using possible colloquially, because literally it is possible.
Colloquially, I understand. You're right. It is possible. It's also possible that I have. It's also possible that I make $2 billion. Like anything is possible. It's also possible that I'm Donald Trump's kid. Anything is possible. Come the freak on. I'm talking about within the realm of reason. I'm talking about for those of us with working brains. No, it's not possible for anybody with a working brain with any information on the situation. Come the freak on.
That's cute.
Come
That's
on,
cute,
bro.
man.
Stop.
You
were just wrong and been ridiculous.
Bro.
This is wrong.
Dream and Ozzy, you guys are the equivalent of saying, well, maybe Dom really could have went to space in a car. Like, no, the fuck is not gonna happen.
It's possible.
That's funny.
It's possible. It's possible. It's possible.
Listen.
He's really Elon Musk, and
that's a false equivalency, and I'll tell you why. The equivalent.
Go ahead. Get your flowers.
Can I explain?
Go ahead.
Let me tell you how. Let me tell you how.
Get your jokes in. I'm glad for that. Get the research. I'm glad for that. Get all that.
Let me tell you how. The equivalent.
Smooth. Get your jokes in, because you know for a fact that we had the lowest bar set. You know for a fact that if we had more facts, which you guys provided, that we said we would agree with you. But those facts were not there in that point in the conversation. So let's not be bad faith. Let's not be arrogant. Okay?
Bam.
Go ahead, crack your joke. Do your thing. Key. That's what y'all like to do. Key. Y'all like ladies. You know, I knew he was no good. Knew that man was no good.
No,
that's what y'all sound like. Y'all sound like a lot of females I know. I knew he was a no good.
Honestly, don't include me in that. I'm not part of that.
I know. I'm not talking about you, Jenks. I'm talking about Smooth and Fanatic with his. You know, I'm muting him.
Who's Dom anyway?
I used common sense. I was like, okay, when my
we did too, bro.
No. So listen.
Goodbye.
My dad had no. When my dad had my little sister, right? And she was in California, and me and my brother were in Arkansas. I knew there was no way I was getting and looking back on it, I did not get the same time that I used to get. I could not get the same quality.
We agree.
No.
We both use anecdotes.
That's just no. That's just with 3 kids.
I said the same thing, Smooth. We agree. You don't have to explain it like we don't understand. We are not ignorant.
You didn't.
I literally said with 1 kid you could be a terrible dad. I literally said that.
My dad wasn't terrible. I'm saying I couldn't get the same time. So I knew at 33.
Fanatic can't do math, and you don't listen.
They weren't getting shit.
Okay. Yeah, but yes.
Said he had to be a super exceptional nigga to do this super exceptional father shit, bro.
Amen.
Like it's super.
You got that, Smooth.
Super obvious.
I believe you. And the Celtics
so he's
gonna
a
win.
trucker.
Celtics is gonna win.
Right, and I'm wrong. We were wrong about this.
The Celtics is gonna win.
We were literally saying that. We were literally saying if we are making the absolutely most charitable case for the nigga, and if it wasn't true,
I will say we were making the most.
We're not saying what we're saying is true. We're saying if it was true, this is how it happened.
Of a doubt. That's what I don't like about y'all. Y'all don't give nobody the benefit of the doubt. In real time, we literally said the lowest bar has been set to this individual.
I gave him the most charitability.
And then y'all throw jokes? That's weak. That's weak. Come on, dog. Come on.
But I was wrong. You know. I was wrong for doing so.
Yes, we were wrong. We're not weak, insecure men to say we were wrong. Yes, we were wrong. I literally said in the beginning, if I'm wrong, if he's really bad, I want to agree with you. I just don't know the facts. Fanatic provided the facts.
But if he was, if he was a millionaire, would this be okay? If he was a millionaire,
they act like they going to Disney World. Like Fanatic out here, like
smooth. If he had the financial means, If he had smooth. If he had the financial means and he had a mansion and his baby mamas were all in agreement, would it change your mind?
So you're saying the baby mamas, all 9 of them, they're agreeing to live in the same household.
Yeah, they're all doing only
polyamorous. They're polyamorous.
Polyamorous. Doing OnlyFans.
No. So they're all together, and he has all the facilities necessary to support these children.
Yes, he's rich and he has a mansion and he can house all 33 people plus 9. Would that change your mind?
I would still say that these children are not getting the same time that they should get. However, I would say it's a more favorable situation for good outcomes for those children than it is for the truck driver that's going around laying pipe across
I know the Bible says is be fruitful and multiply.
No, Ozzy. No, Ozzy.
You can't be real right now. Y'all really taking the nonsense. Come on.
And multiply.
This is unreal.
Incredible. We need more black babies in the world.
This brother can't do it. This Nigerian brother can't do it. Sorry, but Desmond can't do it.
We need more black babies.
Let's move on.
The Oregon Trail.
Be fruitful and multiply.
The kid's father
man stopped like 12 times.
We got 33 more children for the workforce for American society.
And he's still going, guys. He's still going. Listen,
Yeah, he's still
we don't know what number he'll end up. We don't know what number he'll end up at.
Go to 100, brother. Do what you can do. Go till you die. Go ahead.
He is depraved for that, though.
Depraved. Listen. I'm not making any judgment.
Okay.
Can we talk about the woman here, please?
For Do No Dream and for
we got to do that. We have to talk about the women. We spend all this time degrading this nigga. We got to hold these women accountable too.
Okay.
What?
All right, so let's go in on it. These hoes is absolutely ratchet and ridiculous and retarded. We already know. We knew he was a terrible dad, but you're a terrible mom too. If you know that this nigga is already not taking care of his other kids, right? Because this nigga's a truck driver and these women are on freaking child support. So you already know the caliber of nigga that you got to. First off, you're having a kid out of wedlock. You already failed there. Secondly, and I think it's really, really gross because we're always spending all this energy talking about like how men got to do better and men aren't doing and we really never talk about the fact that it's women's poor choice in men, because it's not just a meme that nice guys finish last. It's the choice of these women that they always favor all these bad boys, and that's what she freaking did. And there's no secret out there right now. Yes, I did mute Azzy. There's no secret. There's no secret out there right now that it's that the majority of women are sleeping with only a few of the men, and the few of the men that they're sleeping with, right, are the bad dudes. That's how we have over 70% of babies in black homes born out of wedlock and all this nonsense. So these women failed in every capacity, and after they failed the first time, they failed and had another kid. This nigga literally telling you he ain't gonna pull out, and some of these other idiot women are gonna have more kids with this dude. Yeah, these women are absolutely atrocious. They're probably worse than him. We obviously know that this nigga is depraved. The fact that they sat there and laid with this nigga and had multiple kids with them multiple times, they're failing. That is absolutely ridiculous.
And to add on to that, it's because he came to them and they knew what the situation was. It wasn't like he tricked them to having sex with them. And even if he tricked them the first time, they had another kid and another kid.
Yeah,
damn.
He sounds like he's very clear about his non-pulling out. Like,
damn. At what point do we say
it's the quote at the bottom of the article? Man, I'm not. I just don't pull out.
Hold on.
Yeah. So,
I can understand the first woman that fell victim to this man. If the first one fell victim to this man, I'm totally sympathetic. But the ninth woman?
The second. Number 2 was enough.
So the second, I can see how you can end up getting finessed. Like he could have 2 things going on at once. Or he's a truck driver. He's over here. He's over there.
The ninth one is.
That's what happened to my neighbor. He was
one woman getting finessed is enough. One woman getting finessed is terrible enough. If it's one,
but hold on, it's easy.
So the second one is obviously just as bad. It's not worse.
But it's easy to hide that one. So let's be careful, right? It's easy to hide that one.
Nigga, they all failed, bro. Stop making excuses. It is perfect. I love it. Another example. Once again, what are we doing? We're going out of our way to try to find excuses to justify this nonsense. We didn't make a single excuse for this nigga, but here we are. No, but I mean, it could have been his fault. Maybe he was hiding it. Anybody could do that. It's easy to fall prey to that. Every excuse is always women. We never hold them accountable. It's crazy. Oh my God.
Matching. You don't know.
You can't criticize women. They're always being excused.
Salvation Army contribute.
So nuts.
You have no idea what's going on. Getting the Salvation Army, they getting the food stamps. Look at them. This is systematic. They wearing the same things. He got a hat made. Listen. You don't know what's going on. That's why I just don't understand it. I'm not. I understand it. Y'all just want to be right so bad and just call these people slime. Y'all just want to call somebody slime. I understand y'all hurt. Y'all got these anecdotes. Y'all got your statistics, but you just don't want to just let it go. It's not that.
What are you talking about, Ozzy? What are you talking about?
Ozzy, I'm not sure I follow.
At this point,
I told y'all he was in.
We already agree.
Is he building?
We already agree. Let's just go. No, I'm not building.
I don't know if you can hear Ozzy.
I can't.
Let's go.
I can't. I'm not. I tell you, I'm not listening to that. He's not contributing to the conversation.
No. Let's move forward. We already.
So what? Y'all see it. Y'all know what I'm talking. Prime, you know. You know this nigga never say nothing of value, bro. Come on.
Oh shit. Okay. I don't know about that.
You gonna be single with a dog. You gonna be single with a dog. That's how I sound like you.
Love him.
You're gonna die with a dog. Get a dog, Fanatic.
I got nothing but love for my man.
Parrot,
right?
Parrot can listen to you
I'm
and say
glad
back.
You love him, but that nigga's.
I got.
Don't die by himself. I'm not a fanatic.
I got heart pills with my Ichi and Antoine, okay? All right, so.
But Prime, what do you think? I want your opinion about these women, Prime.
Yeah, Prime, what about this women?
What's your opinion about these 9 women that had multiple children with this one man?
Every opportunity. No. Like, I think women are goddesses and they can't do anything wrong, right? And we shouldn't confront them for anything they do.
That's Prime.
That's what Sly told me, so that must be the case.
Yep, that's exactly your stance. Okay.
Okay. So I think about these men that I mean I don't know what the fuck was going through their minds. Like, okay, there's this video I wanted to show and I haven't gotten a chance to do it yet, right? Because it has to do with black conservatives. I think it could be a basis for a good conversation. But anyway, talking about this black conservative, and like they were interviewing conservatives, right? And it was about abortion actually, like black people like against abortion, right? Like we never hear that movement when it's centered on African Americans. Anyway, they were interviewing people at this church, right? And this woman starts talking, right? And she just casually drops in, "Yeah, I got 15 kids." 15.
Yep.
What? Like, why? But there might be a religious component to these things. I mean, for her, I think so. Definitely, actually, she really thinks she has to be fruitful, right? And and look, white people get up to this nonsense too, right? There's actually a movement called the Quiverfold movement, where they think that the Bible is telling them, right? With all the other nonsense in there, that they gotta just keep multiplying, like literally, nonstop. that was for Fanatic.
I know, I saw that.
I heard it.
I knew it.
Yeah.
That was I love you. That's how I tell Fanatic I love him, right? So, but there's a Quiverful movement. So yeah, people get up to this shit. And it's crazy. So it's kind of hard to get into these women's minds and to understand like why they did it in particular. I'll say it's wrong. I'm not trying to make excuses for them, right? I say like, what the fuck? This is a bad situation. Like, I don't know. I'm curious if he's, you know how women say like, will say that like, I fall in love with the same wrong man over and over again, right? Like, you know, the same characteristics. Like it seems to me that there are some men who can hone in on those characteristics. So like I could see that like there is a type of maybe possibly weak-willed woman that he goes for and he knows he can take advantage of. Now again, I'm not like trying to take onus off of them. I'm just saying that maybe the reason why it's possible they could do this. That, like, if you took a random assortment of 9 women, that, like, there's no way this could happen, right? I think we might would agree with that. Like, a random assortment of 9 women, and one guy, even if he's an ultra Chad, going to them, impregnating them all, and then going down to the 9th woman, and she's still thinking, yeah, it's a good idea. A random assortment of women would not do this. So it seems to me that this is a guy who can look for that type of woman, right? Some sort of weak-willed or has some sort of daddy issues, or whatever the fuck, right? I don't know. And that's how he makes these things happen. So I think there's a few psychological reasons that would really lead you down this, because this shit ain't normal.
Hey, Prime, you know you just did the thing again, right?
I didn't do the thing. I tried to
Yes,
my
you did.
best to
Yes,
say
you did.
I'm not making excuses. I said that,
because
right?
it was like, I know you're not trying to, but you can't help it.
Oh
Because
my
you're
God,
still saying
yeah.
ultimately,
Loop.
like,
I'm
yeah,
not-
man, there's
Loop.
just a specific type of weak woman that he's preying on.
There's
That's
some,
what
no,
you're
but there's
basically
something
saying.
psychological with him too. Hold on. There's something pathological about doing this, correct? From the man's perspective, correct?
Yes, and once again, you're still doing it because we're supposed to be focusing on what the women are doing, and you're still like
No,
talking
wait a minute.
about.
I'm saying both. I'm saying both though. That's
But
what I'm
okay, when
saying.
we were talking about the man, we focused on the man. When we're talking about the woman, we're focused on both the woman and the man. You can't help it. It's in your blood, nigga. You
I'm
can't
pretty
stop
sure the
blaming
question was
niggas.
about the
It's
man.
so
I'm pretty sure
blatantly
the-
obvious.
Pretty sure the question was
Oh
about
my
the man,
God.
but you know, we're
But we
you know,
changed the
we're not
topic,
there.
Ozzy. I
We
know the
changed it
question.
to the
Okay,
woman,
so we
yeah.
changed the topic. We talk about the women, but
That's so
And
funny.
he still brought up the it's,
You can't help it. This nigga, we never hold women accountable. We just won't do it.
No,
Good
no,
God.
To
I'm
the same
saying they
degree.
are
We can do it, but
accountable.
not to the same
I'm
the
degree.
saying-
situation.
no,
is
I know
fucked
that.
saying
I
that-
know you are, Prime. I know you're saying the words, but like every time when we're trying to discuss their accountability, you find some way of roping men in there. You say, yes, I hold women accountable because men will take advantage of them if we don't. Like it's like it's OD. You can't help it.
Like,
Yeah, why'd you bring up that he takes advantage of them if you're trying to hold them accountable?
No, I'm
can't
saying, no, I'm saying that, like, I can't understand how this. Hold on, like, I'm saying I can't understand how this could happen. How you could find a random assortment of individuals who would allow for this to happen, right? Like,
But you can't
I
understand
don't
it for the
I'm not
men.
sure if I have 9 women in my audience now. Like, I honestly don't know if I have 9 women in my audience. But if we had those 9 women and we had them date for some reason all the same ultra Chad, right? It doesn't seem like they would make that. It seems very unlikely they could make that decision. Right?
I got you, Prime. I got it.
Like,
You realize you're being really terrible right now, right?
Take sense out of
Please.
it. Take sense out of it, right? Like if it's
Okay.
men, right? A random sort of men who made a terrible decision, right? Whether it was with appointment or just like I don't know, abuse or whatever, right? Or fraud, right? Fraud. A random sort of people, right? And you would think, well, this is an obvious scam. And you see other people being scammed. And why do you think? Like fucking Bitcoin, right? You see other people getting scammed, but you're like, oh, I'm the one who's going to be
And I hold myself responsible.
Okay. Right, Prime. Here we go. Here's the challenge then. Okay, it's really simple. I want you to hold these women accountable. Just go riff and hold these women accountable without mentioning men without mentioning men or him in any way.
Okay.
what's the purpose?
You can do this, Prime.
No, it's pretty easy, right? Like these women are irresponsible with their contraception. They should be thinking about their own children. They be thinking about the prospects of their children, like not just for themselves, right? But the prospects of their own children and what their lives could look like. How much attention can be devoted to their children? How much resources can they get? And from there, right, like, what do they even want out of life? It's not even clear to me what these women want out of life, right? Like, what did you, like, is this the family that you wanted? Is this the life that you wanted to live? It seems like to me that this is a dead end on all counts, So yeah, I hold them completely responsible.
I
All
guess
right, listen.
Hey,
Did I not do that?
You passed the test, but what I
Okay.
will say is, even in that, it's like, listen, like these women should be thinking about what it was a coddling thing. Like they should think about what they want in life. With him, it was a moral thing. He's depraved. He's awful. He's terrible.
No. I barely talked. No. Fanatic, don't try to get me like that.
I love you, bro.
How much should I say? part from the man. I barely said anything. Is that true?
You didn't say much about the men. You didn't say anything about the men.
And then
Yeah.
you asked me, and then they specifically asked me about the woman, and so I responded. Correct?
Yes.
You engage
Okay.
in,
All right.
I want you to,
let's not
but
put
I
on
want you,
the
but I want you to condemn the women the way you condemned him.
what did I say? What did I say? What
You
did I say
did-
about the man?
Well, one, you said, I don't remember the exact verbiage, but it was very scathing. Like you were like basically talking about him like he was really, really, really bad, which he is. I totally agree, he is. But like for him, it was like
Actually,
really
I don't
bad for
remember
this.
Prime saying much about him. To my memory, I don't know.
I really thought he did. I feel pretty confident he did.
What should I say?
Did you Prime?
Prime just
That
said
fanatic hearing things, bro. He losing his mind up here. Let's keep going, bro.
I
He's losing his
think-
mind.
No, I think he said one thing, but not. I don't remember exactly.
Exactly. Say shit.
it wasn't
Turn rate, and this is the
You were
problem with
defending the
men.
women. You said,
They
just to
get
be clear,
angry so quick,
he's
they can't
terrible
hear
for what he
no
did. I don't
more.
remember the exact words, but you said while we were checking the women, you said, okay, and just to be clear, he's bad for, or he's whatever for doing this. You did, and that's when I stopped you, and I was like, wait, why are you criticizing him in the middle of criticizing the women?
Oh,
And
you're
like,
talking about.
Hey,
Yeah, no.
You
I'm
did.
talking about during the previous conversation.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Yes.
I didn't say
We
anything.
all agreed on that.
oh, okay, all right.
But he
I
said
thought you did,
scathing.
but
So
somebody
this is what
stopped me.
happens, men. This is why you
Oh,
don't
man.
let yourself just like succumb to your anger. All right, don't be emotional. all right?
Society.
Especially not in
And
public.
Prime is a perfect
Because we gonna hold you
representative
accountable,
of
right?
the leftist society.
What?
They don't hold women
Oh
accountable.
shit!
What?
I said it, and you guys are seeing it.
Yeah,
It's a
fanatic.
struggle. It is pulling teeth. It's pulling
Because he
teeth
played Marvel
to
3
get him to
too.
hold them accountable.
Are you
When,
kidding?
yeah, I promise you. I promise
Dude,
you.
This is what happens when you play. too
Even
much
when you want
Marvel
to hold
3.
women accountability, it'll be like,
Trying
yeah,
to
but society
escalate
made them
movement.
that way.
Well,
I
it's
found
not-
myself doing that earlier today. We were having a conversation about consumerism and how given women are to consumerism. And my first instinct, I'm so angry I did it, but I did it. My first instinct was, well, society made them that way. Like they gear all the commercials toward it. And it's just no matter what, it's always everything but women.
It's
I
a
did it too. I
universal-
did it earlier where I was like, yo, even if we're talking about these women problems, it's men.
It has
We
to
the
be.
one that created the system that did it for. No matter what, we all can't help it. We just gotta make some excuses for them. It's just.
You think we should stop? We should stop making excuses for him. Then let's start doing that.
Who made excuses?
Okay, all right, okay.
We just said we both did, Ozzy.
How
Come
about
on,
this,
bro.
right?
All right, then.
I'll go the
Shame
other
on you.
direction.
Ozzy, bro, you really gotta stop, Ozzy.
For my
You
man
really gotta
Fanatic,
stop.
Not really an
right?
excuse.
For my man Fanatic, right?
Really don't care.
Who I always go the extra mile for my man Fanatic, all right? So I'm gonna go the opposite direction, right? It was all these women's fault, right? There's an innocent truck driver riding around the country, right? He comes at truck stops.
If you're
This is music to fanatics.
to be honest, Prime, you're actually on the most correct.
I know, because he was just a squirrel trying to get a nut. Them women was the one that seduced him. These Jezebels called this man over there. This
Why did they
honest,
agree? Hold on.
Hell no.
Why would they agree?
You give him a little bit.
Prime, why
Give
would
him a little-
they?
you give him an
No.
inch.
Why did
You
they
take a
agree?
mile. Prime,
First
don't
of
you
all-
ever back down on your heels ever again.
There's only
Back down.
There's only one gender in this country that can get an abortion. And that's first of all. And second of all, why would they agree to raw dogging coming inside sex, brother?
Exactly,
What-
right?
and they're not married.
They're adults.
These women have a compulsion, right?
They're adults. They're
This
adults.
man, right? Like, what is he doing? He's doing the noble thing, right, of delivering the goods and services that you and I rely on. And then, like, he stops at right
As a
fucking
trucker,
Atlanta,
yeah,
right?
yep,
Like
yep.
he just wants to go
The
to
most
a diner,
important job
right?
in America.
And then what happens before
Yeah.
he leaves, right? He's
One
not
of these
even-
Jezebels seduce him.
Prime,
He
let's
can't
be
mind
real.
his own business and stop at the restaurant without one of these old Jezebels trying to bounce on his dick. That's they did it. It's
listen,
them.
Alexander
be
the
real,
Great
too.
was going across the country, and he
Let's be
made
stupid.
he had many wives, many kids all over the place. Sometimes he had to park the truck, and he had to
Let's
get
be
his
super
thing.
real too,
I'm
Prime.
not saying it's correct. I'm not saying it's right, but he had to park his truck, and he multiplied. He did
That's-
his thing. I'm not
Absolute-
saying he's right. Y'all saying he's wrong. Go ahead, do it.
Dream.
My thing is this. It starts and ends with the woman when it comes to sex, right?
They're the
And-
gatekeepers.
Right, they're absolutely gatekeepers.
Women
of
have the
sex.
power.
And that's the first. Second, there's been times where I was like, "Hey, yo, I'm trying to have raw sex with this girl." All she had to do is, "Nah, let's use a condom." There, she stopped it right there. That's her being responsible. I was being irresponsible. But see how
Yeah,
easy it
but-
is for her to be like, "Hey, yo, this is what you got."
She
It was
should
might
have
have
that.
been-
catheter. She should
The
And
have
that's
women
all
might have been chewed
tied.
down bad. Like,
That's all these 9 women had to
Yeah.
do was just simply say, "Hey, yo, we can't have sex without a condom."
She should have
And-
punched
and
him in
guess
the
what?
gut when she's like, "Whoa,
And
what,
guess
what
what?
you
Guess
doing?
what?
Get
Guess
off
what?
me."
All of
She
those
shoulda did
women
something.
did it multiple times. Get to 33, they
not
did
just
it
once,
multiple
not
times.
once,
Not
not.
just once, multiple
Yup.
times.
Yeah.
So if we can agree that they're
Here's what they
all
did.
slime,
They trapped him with the first one, right? So
Yeah.
then you would have to
Yeah.
come back to
Trapped
them,
him.
and then
Oh,
right, like he's out there, like I want to spend time with my kids, right? And then they come in wearing something silky.
I'm not gonna let
right?
y'all do my
Maybe,
brother like
hey,
this.
I'm not saying they put
Nah,
something in his
no.
drink, but I'm saying
I'm not
Yeah,
gonna
that
let
land
you
that
do him
real
like
strong.
this. And this is what I was trying to come back in the very
This is
beginning.
perfect.
I'm
This is
not gonna let
perfect,
y'all
Prime.
do my brother like
Prime,
this.
welcome. Prime,
I'm not
welcome
gonna
to the
let you do him
welcome
like this.
welcome to the manosphere. This was the test, and you passed. Now you can be a grifter like Kevin Samuels, Melanie
Oh, shit.
King, and any of those other random folks that want to just
I'm not
demonize
gonna
women
let
the
y'all
entire
do
time
that
and
business.
just like try their best to attack women at all,
And
whatever,
Fanatic?
in the most disingenuous ways. I'm not really of a person in that thing. I'm generally pretty fair about those kind of things, but really, that I feel like what we just did right now, I think it's a perfect example of Kevin Samuels, where you just literally find some excuse, like find something to attack, and you just start going ham on women. And I feel like that's what him and all those other manosphere idiots do. Are women doing some pretty disgusting things that sometimes now? Yes, that does happen. But I feel like they do overly focus on it. In the same way that society coddles men, coddles women, I feel like the manosphere coddles men. Point blank.
I agree. Oh, all right, hooray!
All right, Prime, we made it round, but you did do
There
it.
it
You
is.
did finally
There it is.
find
You
your
did it.
way. Okay, I am shocked. I feel like you was gonna
That's
pop a
all it
blood
took,
vessel
Prime.
trying
You
it.
did it. You did it. That's perfect. You held
Yeah.
women accountable.
Help it out, bro. Prime, don't give
It
them
was a struggle. He was
They
he
gave
was
you the
fighting.
rope. You
He was
held
putting
it
up a fight.
on your own platform. You should have said
You
no.
call me an
no,
idiot
bro.
too.
Should have said no.
That's good. That's a good
Don't-
time.
I had to
Don't
get
give these
dragged for
women
Prime to
your man no
walk.
more.
No, look, all right. God damn it! I don't. Well, I don't think what holding women accountable.
If you take
looks
it
like,
back, by the way, I don't know what.
I don't think
know.
what
I
holding
don't know what
women
that means.
accountable looks like is 6 random motherfuckers on the internet, right? Making wild assumptions about their lives and their reasonings, and going like, "Well, there we go," right? There's a villain in this story, right? I think everyone here is fucked up. I think there's plenty of blame to call, except for the kids, of course, right? The kids are innocent in all this. But like
Yeah.
the man, the women, right? They've all. I don't know what the fuck is going through. And none of you do, right? So it's hard to say that we can hold them accountable. I don't even know what that means in this context. Us holding them accountable, right? Like, how can we hold these people accountable? We can't do that,
Oh,
right?
we can't. We personally cannot.
Can't.
Sure.
Yeah, we can't.
We can actually socially as a society condemn the action.
Absolutely.
So that is one way to hold them accountable.
Oh, and everyone did, boy. Everyone did.
It took us a
No,
while.
no.
for some of us.
It should have been at the first instant, when they had sex without, when they didn't have meaningful sex and very risky, dangerous sex, and continued to have the child and wasn't married. That's where it should have. The first instance of scrutiny should have came,
Sure. I agree.
and the most
We
severe
already
too, to prevent the
already
rest.
did that.
We did. What do you mean? We already did that, bro? Are you okay?
We already did that. We already scrutinized them.
Oh
We
my
already
God.
chastised them.
Can we please move on to Prime?
We already. Y'all stroking the ego. Y'all like Kanye.
You can't handle
engage
it.
Y'all like
with this
Kanye
guy,
right
bro.
now.
It's too much woman
like
hate.
Kanye right
now.
It's too much woman
Y'all
hate.
like Kanye.
Like, this guy just brings up the
Y'all-
most random, unrelated shit in the world, bro.
We
Like,
already
it's
said
not
they're
fucking-
slime for having marriage, having unprotected sex, and having kids out of wedlock. We already said that at the very beginning.
All right, come on.
Okay. This idea of holding people accountable, I think what it ends up doing is like, it's more like, let's shame people, right? It's like, who is holding, which of us could have held Amber Heard accountable? Like, if you think that she is at fault, right?
Me?
Me.
You,
I did.
You held her. You held Amber Heard accountable. Please. Oh,
Sure.
Let me.
I'll explain.
show
I'll
me.
explain how. That's really simple. So I think the first thing that I did was back in 2020, while all the rest of you guys were still asleep, and I was paying attention with my ear to the ground like I always did. I tweeted out.
You already taken the red pill,
advised.
right? You're awake.
No, I was not red pilled yet. I'm still not red pilled. But what I did do is I told everyone. I said 100%. If Amber Heard is in Aquaman 2, I'm not watching that movie. This is before she lost her trial. This is at the very beginning. And I said, I'm not doing this, right? Because if we can destroy a man's career over just allegations, then that means that we should be able to respond in kind and say, hey, like, we're not going to go for this. We're not going to go for that. They made a conscious decision. To watch that movie. I mean, to continue to work with her. And when there was outcry and people were talking about how could you put her in this movie, all things considered, the director was like, well, why doesn't she deserve this role? Like, So they already knew. That that there were the accusations, and they made a conscious decision to put her in there. So now, not only did I use my platform and my voice to say I'm not watching this movie if she's in it, I'm also going to not watch that film. I said I will support that movie Jack Sparrow style. If you guys know what that means, that's how I watch that movie. Outside of that, they can't get a penny from me because you guys made that conscious decision. We can all collectively, with our dollar, make it very abundantly clear and advise the people in our circles, hey, don't watch that movie if she gets a minute of screen time. Because there was a case on a Netflix movie where there was a guy who got accused of sexual harassment. I can tell you his name in half a second. And hold on 1 second, because I already taken some notes on this. Let me see.
Take your time.
No. Dang. Please, God, tell me I have it.
Okay.
I wouldn't have closed it.
So
30 more seconds. 30 more seconds.
While you do that, I'll just fill in time. So yeah, I think it's interesting where you're saying that by consumers. Okay, go ahead.
Chris D'Elia was his name, and he was doing the Army of the Dead movie on Netflix, and then he got accused of sexual misconduct. They literally shot all of his scenes and made and got him out of that film. He has never been charged. They've since walked back some of those whatever. He's fought back, and now I think he's back at work again. But yeah, they were willing to do that readily. I think we hold people accountable with our dollars, and I think that's my way of doing it. I'm not watching that movie if she's in it, and I think we should all make that decision. I think that's fair. And let me run through a few of these things. Cardi B, if you guys remember, Cardi B admitted to drugging and raping men. She said that. She used to get men drugged, pass them out, and then rape those men, and have sex with those men, and then steal their money. That's what she admitted to. And nobody said anything about it. It was like,
in fact, they praised her. They said, get the bag, sis.
Get the bag. That's what they said. It's gross. She literally admitted to it. Amy Schumer admitted to rape. Nothing happened. We can't keep doing this. We as a society got to say, nah, enough is enough. And I think we can start with the white woman, a.k.a. Amber Heard. We saw when them niggas was taking advantage of all of the affirmative action, and white women just took that stuff over, and it was like, well, women,
we're not going to do that.
And they just took all those things from niggas. I'm sick of it. I'm holding Amber Heard accountable with my dollar. And I think you guys should too. And anybody that watches that movie and pays for it, I'm losing respect for you.
But Prime,
you better hit the R on them niggas. You know what I'm saying?
Women are weaker.
You know what I'm talking about.
We have to stop coddling them. We have to hold them. Women are weaker than us. That's why we need to hold them in the same account as us, because women are weaker. Like, come on, bro. We're looping so hard. It's crazy, man. Like, I'm just watching a circle take place, man. Like, this is geometry 101. Like, what's going on here? And maybe I guess when you're in the loop, you don't realize you're in it. I don't know. I just don't understand.
I hear you. No, it's just okay. Yeah. It's because I brought up Amber Heard and I brought us back there. That's fine. But
and Amber Heard's getting paid, so it doesn't matter if we don't watch his movie or her movie. She's already getting paid. That's what y'all said to me.
Yeah, I think that's actually a good point. Like, can you hold her accountable if she already got paid? Right? I mean, assuming she's not getting points to the movie.
That's Fanatics points, right?
Yeah, assuming she's not getting points to the movie, then can you actually hold her accountable?
Yes, you still can.
Well, I mean, socially, yeah, you can still hold her accountable socially.
And
that women are weaker.
So specifically, when you decide not to watch that movie, those ratings and everything else,
like really tank, and those things negatively impact her. It also holds all the people who decided to side with her by continuing to employ her when we knew that she was like creating lies about Johnny Depp and all those things, and whatever. So it holds her accountable, and it holds everybody who was willing to side with her despite her her nastiness. It holds them accountable as well. So I think you can still do that. I think, again, those ratings will harm her. And I think it sends a very clear message that that sort of nonsense won't be tolerated for the next person who decides she's going to lie on a man and create some random story and get paid off of it and all that nonsense like she did.
Yeah, and I definitely think the one thing we really do have to watch out for too, on going the other direction, is kind of like this condemning situation. We probably need to just be careful of that attitude and not going too far with that on our end, as far as like that accountability, because like hating
Only
women
for known
can,
liars.
yeah, because like hating women can bring a lot of it can bring a lot of different types of people from different walks who hate women for different sorts of reasons, whereas your cause would be just justified for the action. Other people may have other reasons for hating women.
Oh, sure. And I think so that's a very valid point. And I think the problem is every single idea you ever have, different people can use those things like in an improper way. And so I totally recognize that, like, some people that are already just like very misogynistic will just love the idea that, like, oh wait, we're going to start attacking women for things. I think they would love that. I think even like when it came to all the damage that Amber Heard did to the Me Too movement, the biggest problem was that it arms a bunch of people who were already wanting to just disbelieve women and side with men and all of that stuff. It armed them anyway. Like, to just be able to say, yeah, see, you can't trust these women and so on and so forth. And I think that so yes, there are going to be bad actors that will try to use like this as license to hate women. I can't take responsibility for those people though. As long as I know that I'm doing what I'm supposed to do and doing it properly, I feel comfortable.
Yeah. And that's what Prime was warning earlier when we were having that conversation. That's what Prime's disagreement was. I just wanted him to yell at me and hate me the same way, he did. I understood him completely, but I wanted him to yell at me. So yeah.
Okay.
That's.
This was cute, guys. I love y'all. Look at y'all. Black love. This was nice. Appreciate y'all, man.
Oh yeah, 33 times worth of black love.
No, that was a good one. That was a good one. I appreciate it.
I just can't hate. I can't hate on black love, man. Like black kids,
Listen, more black people
being brought to the world.
Okay, all right. So
exactly.
There's a woman who wants to argue with you about the things that you've been saying, right? So Fanatic, I know you have a thing planned.
I don't. I told you I don't have. Thursdays are good now. Prayer meeting. We have that on Tuesday.
I thought you were going to do your review thing for your 10-year anniversary.
I'll save it for tomorrow.
Okay. All right. So Katie, if you want to come on and start this fight, Katie, let's do this.
Well.
So yeah, we're gonna have open panel. We're gonna do an open panel. So to my audience, right? I've been enjoying this content. Great. We are going to have open walk-on panel. Right after this, stick around. We always have more content for you. Okay, so if you like this content, first of all, hit that follow button. Make sure notifications are on so you know I'm going live. It is all the time. Don't want you to miss out on any of the things that we do. !social for our social media. We got a lot of it. We got Twitter where we let you know what's going on. We got Discord. Heart and Soul, the community. The open panel will be there. In the Discord, so you want to be a part of it, you got to be there in the Discord. TikTok is where we posted some really funny clips, and YouTube is where we are what we're doing on YouTube. We post the VODs, right? So if you missed anything, check out our YouTube. That's where you'll find that stuff. Like, comment, subscribe, and consider becoming YouTube members, helping us out by hitting that join button. We appreciate getting this content, right? Okay, so we're gonna put on board. Thank you for the 9 months resub. Hey, Stream Baby Born, thank you so much. I'm going to give an outro to all these individuals. Then after that, we'll be going on to a walk-on panel, so stick around for that. Hey, B. Dander, thank you for gifting us up. Guys, we're close to a hype train. Help us get to a hype train. Subs to the channel, give bits or give subs to get this hype train started. Guys, that's how we make all this happen. So if you're appreciating this magic that we're making happen, then allow me to do that. Give me the space to come back here night after night after night. Provide you this content, which I know you guys were into. I saw the Twitch chat there, so if you guys love what we've been doing, then subs to the channel, give bits or give subs. All right, so we'll give an outro. Start with my man Dream. Dream, thank you so much for how. Oh boy, it went like it usually goes with us. I think. Dream. But and you know what? I'll be hitting you up next time as well, right? Like we went at it, but no matter what, I'm gonna hit this man up again. He already knows the deal, right? So thank you.
Absolutely, because as men, we can talk very aggressively to each other, and at the end of the day, not have any harsh feelings. Nah, just kidding. Women can do that too. Yeah, thank you for having me on. It's always a pleasure here. I always have fun here, and I get to flex or train my brain a little bit, and sometimes rot it, depending on who's speaking. But yeah, it's really good. Time is really fun, and I like it. I like this panel because ultimately there's no hard feelings. It's kind of like gladiators. They both know they're slaves. They have to fight for survival. No hard feelings.
Thank you so much. All right. And B. Dander gave 1,000 bits. Thank you, B. Dander, for the kind 1,000 bits. But we need one more individual person, because they were the second person to help out. We need a third person to get that hype train started. So subs to the channel, give bits or give subs if you're liking what we're doing here. I know you have, right? You're out there appreciating this, right? So like if you're enjoying what we're doing, support this channel, support this community, support what we're always trying to build here. By subbing to the channel, you get ad-free viewing, you'll get our emotes, you get all that good stuff, and keeping this content alive. So help us out. We need one more person to start that hype train. Use your resubs help as well. Okay. Sly Jenks, Sly, we have 2 minutes left. Sly Jenks, thank you for coming through. What are you Nigerian? Are you actually Nigerian?
I'm actually Ugandan.
Ugandan, so, right?
Yeah,
okay, all the same.
Yeah, I'm Ugandan.
But no,
I was about to say he got to be Ugandan because he's more reasonable.
Damn, bro! Don't be messing with my Africa like that.
You got it. All right.
No, Nigerians like they would have hopped on that whole like, no, your woman's gonna have my baby, blah blah blah. Like, I've met a few days.
Damn, bro, relax.
Thank you, Desperado, for the 200 bits. Thank you, Crystal Clear Art, for the 500 bits, putting us at 90% of level 1 hype train. 10% to go until a level 2. Can we make it there? 4 minutes at the clock. Please help us make it to level 2 hype train. Subs to channel, give bits or give subs. We're making progress already. Thank you for those who are helping out so far. Let's get to level 2. All right, Sly, please.
Yeah, so I really look forward to the time that Prime will bring on some Nigerian
you can debate
black panelists after what he just said. I'm probably gonna watch the VOD and clip that purposefully for any Nigerian who does come on for future reference, so we know how Prime feels. Prime didn't pay me enough, as he did the past times that I was on the panel, so he caught that fire today, and basically. Yeah, but no. I love being on these panels. I really love participating. It's a really good time, and I'm completely okay with changing my position if I get more information. It's part of growth. It's part of learning, and I obviously was extremely charitable. Didn't have enough information. I probably should not have been as completely charitable to this gentleman who was having 33 kids, thinking that he might be. At least be able to make $250,000 or at least $1 million or something like that, and be able to make some sort of lifestyle or a village or a town or whatever it was. But outside of that, I think, I think that, the panel really went well. Really great people, Fnatic, Ozzy, everyone. We get heated, but at the end of the day, we're just all sharing our experiences with our answers. So, all right, cool. Thanks.
Thank you so much, right? And I love how Sly delivers all his lines, right? Like Prime brought me on. He wanted that fire. And I gave it to him. It's a different style of delivery, but I think it works really well for you, especially with that
it's just
African accent. No, I love it. No, man, I love it. I'm not making fun of you. I'm not.
Oh, okay.
No. But thank you, Sly. Seriously, I always appreciate it, guys. Because of the kindness of a few other people, we're at 10% of a level 2 hype train. 90% left. 3 minutes on the clock. Can we make it to a level 3 hype train, guys? We're loving what we're doing here. Help us out. Now's the time. Subs to the channel. Give bits. Only $5 to do so. Give bits or give subs. Hit user resub. User resub right now. Moves the hype train along. And user resub on this channel, on this community. Help us out. Okay, let's go to Smooth. Smooth, thank you for hitting us up. Smooth's a great guy. He's actually gonna be interviewing me tomorrow, so that's gonna be enjoyable. Thank you, Smooth, being part of this as usual.
Yeah. Thank you for having me on again. I'm glad to be here. I definitely like this group of guys versus the other thing. But we're not going to discuss that.
What other? Oh.
The other night. It was kind of. Yeah. Y'all missed that. That was okay. So anyway. So look, my homework was Smooth. I game on Twitch. I also have a podcast by the same name. You can check me out on any platform. There we will be having Prime's interview, so you'll be able to see it here on Twitch, and you'll also be able to see it on YouTube and hear it on whatever podcast platform of your choosing. We're everywhere. Thanks for having me, and I'm out.
Thank you. All right. We have so that's 2 minutes on the clock. Thank you, Desperado Sensi, for gifting us up to Katie. Katie's a valuable member of the community, and she'll be on here arguing with Fnatic in just a second, right? So that's gonna be great. So thank you so much for gifting her us up. Thank you. We're at 23% of a level 2 hype train. It's 77% left. Can we make it to level 3 hype train? Help us out. Less than 2 minutes on the clock. Let's see if we can move that along. Substitute channel, give bits or give sub or resub or continue your sub if you got one from our kind gifters out there. Support this community and all the things that we do. If you like this content, then help us out. Let's go, Azzy, for being here for fighting the good fight with me. That was fun, right? Nice us being on the same side like that. Throwing blows, right? Back to back. Love to see it. But Azzy, for being part of this.
No problem. I appreciate every single time. Let's make one thing straight. I have not sworn off from Prime panels. It's just that I have to deal with them in a healthy manner because, as you guys have seen, right? You say something and they'll jump on you. That's for low hanging fruit. Like the kikis, the dogmatic, they'll mute you out here. There's just no cordial behavior, bro. We say it's love, but is it really? It's we cool in the streets. But are we in the? I'm not gonna finish that because
Are we invited to each other's homes?
Is that what you're about to say?
I'm not gonna finish that part.
I'm not gonna finish that
part.
Sir?
No, I'm not gonna finish that part. No, I'm just playing with y'all. Yeah, appreciate you for having me on Prime. It's been a while. All I know is I'm getting better at articulating myself because even people in the chat who are usually on the opposite aisle, who never agree with me, are agreeing with me. That's a dangerous thing. So, I'm telling you, I'm moving towards that final form.
You are getting better.
Fnatic, he an old head. Like he said, he an old head. He had a long time to cultivate, he had a long time to cultivate his vocabulary and his cadence, right? But listen, you can say a lot of pretty things and still say a lot of nothing, all right? So we all know that. We see it every day. Shout out to Smooth. You should go watch his content. I've been watching his I've been seeing you've been shilling your stuff, so I've been watching all those videos. I've been liking because I know that moves you up the algorithm. By the way, you should go to Prime. If this video makes it to YouTube, go to YouTube, click the like button, click the bell button, a bell icon, and moves it up the algorithm. And support black men, wherever. Wrong, right, support black men. Now if they're really bad, if they're just the enemy, you just look at them, wave, just smile, but you don't gotta actually, you don't gotta give them no money. All right. Sly Jenks, this is our first time together. I appreciate you. Dream, we're cool, brother. We're cool. I know you threw some jabs. I threw some haymakers. I know you took some to the temple. Hey, you got up, you grazed the chin a little bit. It's all right.
And then we got in the
But-
same match and boxed on the same side too.
But I just want to move things on because we gotta get to the.
But yeah, go ahead. Yeah.
But thank you so much. And Smooth, thank you for being so kind as to gift this up to our friend Spaniard. Support the channel, paying for the gifts that we got from our girl Crystal Clear Art. So shout out to you, Crystal Clear, as well. All right, and last but not least, right? Once again, I think he proved himself. The villain of the story. All right, so our friend Mr. Fanatic, love to have you around, man. Like, there's no one like you, right? You're a singular existence here on Twitch, and maybe just in general too. I don't know, but Fanatic, I'm always happy when you're around, right? Because I know I'm gonna have a good time. Right? It might come out like me, like yelling angrily on the internet, but I'm having a good time.
100%. Listen, I'm really glad that we are, a group of black men that can have conversations together, most of us, and really just kind of get into the mud of all that stuff, and then there's no bad blood or anything like that for most of us. And I think that it's really, really good that we're able to maintain that energy. I think what I would say is that you guys can obviously follow me, twitch.tv/Mr. Fanatic. I am always at it. I'm always kind of doing this kind of thing. I like to try to bring the conversation forward and make sure that we're at least finding some common ground and stuff. But sometimes some people are so ridiculous that you can't find common ground with them. Them niggas, you just gotta mute. And I think overall, I think this conversation was really, really helpful. I think maybe Katie will be able to provide some sort of pushback that'll help me be able to maybe see the other side of this, because I think it's pretty factually accurate. I think there's plenty of evidence that we really don't hold women accountable in society. I think specifically Amber Heard is a perfect example of that, that evil white woman. And anyway, my music under the name Fanatic, Fanatiq. Twitch.tv/Mr. Fanatic. If you don't like my takes, you'll like my music regardless. I promise you, because I'm a beast. Check it out.
Okay. All right. So we will continue on to Open Walk On panel right after this. Anyone here can join us, but if not, that's okay. Thanks for spending your time, your energy, your knowledge, and your passion. Well, a lot of passion tonight. With my community, I know they appreciate you as much as I do. Have a good one. Bye.
Peace.
Okay. All right.